to. We're about to speak to Dr. Derek, who's always delightful to look at. Mark Tozer is going to join us after 3:30. Mark is a ocean explorer. He's a technical diver. He's a conservation advocate. He went diving on the weekend. And I just showed you a couple of the photos, Dr. Derek, of Glenelg under the water.
The before and afters.
The before and afters
shocking.
are horrendous.
It is horrendous. It's
so you want to
sad.
check that out on the Complete Care live stream, because you'll be able to see for yourself just the devastation and the damage that's going on underneath our waterways, which is a concern. It is lovely to see you as always, though. Thank you for coming in.
Leith. Thank you.
Dr. Derek is here from the Parade Norwood Vet Clinic. If you would like to ask a question about your dog, your cat, your pets, you can do so. 8223 0000. And I'm not sure by playing this if we owe money to the Baha man.
Time to talk all things pets with Dr. Derek.
I don't have my wallet, but I'll find it and we'll send some money their way.
I think it's better doing that than you and I singing it.
Well, we could.
You know, not quite as good as Will and Rosanna.
No.
So
I love that Will sort
or
of...
Angie does have a good voice.
I love that Will sort of mucked around, but Rosanna's got such a beautiful sort of voice.
She does have a nice voice, doesn't she?
Straight dolly. Well done too. I heard you get a mention kindly donating to the Undies Drive. So.
Oh, well. No, if we can help some of the poor people out there who do it very tough.
Can you play any musical instrument next year if we have a band? Should we, Graham on the guitar, do you know any musical instruments?
I can go and start learning the bagpipes.
I was about to. Do you know the bagpipes?
No, I tried them when I was at school and failed miserably. And I haven't tried them since.
I'm telling you, if you can play the bag, they might change the song from Elton John to AC/DC.
Yes, that'd be good.
Long way to the top.
I know somebody who can play the bagpipes, so get them in.
That would be amazing. 8223 0000. Don't leave it too late. Whatever your question is for Dr. Derek regarding your pets, we want to hear them. If you're a little shy, you can always send us a text to 0448 08 1395. How's the week been? What's been going on?
It's been good. We've had lots of dogs eating things that they shouldn't have. We've had removing various pieces of clothing from dogs' intestines. And we had a dog in on Saturday that had eaten a complete chocolate cake. So we made it vomit. It's quite nice. It's quite nice when they eat something that actually smells quite nice when it comes out again. Some of the stuff that comes up doesn't smell so pleasant, but this actually smelled like chocolate, so that was quite pleasant. So we've had a lot of dogs getting into stuff they shouldn't, so please be careful.
This is how our phones realise that, or we realise that our phones are listening to us, because after we talked about it, on my algorithm, on my social media, was a video compilation of dogs vomiting up objects. And it was everything. It was. You're right. It was half the washing line.
Yes.
Socks and ball. One of the dogs. You know the Orbeez? Do you know Orbeez? They're like a little sort of watery bubble, if you like. It's a kid's toy. Kids play. Anyway, one of the dogs sadly must have swallowed the entire thing, so it came out the back. But it was literally just hundreds of Orbeez coming out. So these poor dogs,
Yes. Well, they do, because they love their owner so much. That is believed why they sort of chew things that smell of their owners. So their owner's clothing, the toys of the children actually have the smell of the family, if you like.
Yep.
And so, they like it and they eat it. So
one of them was a toy of an adult, which we don't need to get into, but it was very interesting to see that on the video. 8223 0000. Dr. Derek is here. I have been holding off for weeks, and I do apologise because you've been inundated with calls. We do want to talk about, though, the issue of diabetes.
Okay.
With dogs.
Sure. It's very common. It's very common. It's been around since like 15 centuries BC. It was first sort of described. Not diagnosed, but described as a disease that makes people drink more and wee more. So in the last 100 years, they've discovered insulin, and that's normally where it is. So basically, it's the same in dogs and cats. There's as in people, there's two types of insulin. Type 1, where the body is not producing enough insulin. There's two types of diabetes. Type 1, where the body's not producing enough insulin. Insulin is a hormone that's produced by the pancreas, which is a little organ about the size of your pinky that sits just outside the stomach. And when you eat, it releases insulin to allow the sugars that you have just eaten to get into the cells where they work. So they actually need to get into the cells in your body to give you energy and stuff like that. So that normally is very well regulated. But if something goes wrong, if the pancreas doesn't produce enough insulin, or sometimes the insulin isn't recognised by the body, then the sugar just builds up in the bloodstream and doesn't go into the cells. And that's when you get diabetes, you get the sugar levels increase. So with dogs, it's usually type 1. They're usually not producing enough insulin. And so in almost every single case, a dog with diabetes needs to be given injectable insulin. So at the start, it can be a bit tricky to get the right level of insulin because you don't want to give too much.
Mm-hmm.
If you give too much, you can kill them. So, and if you give not enough, then they can be unwell for a while. So dogs are still insulin injections once or usually twice a day. Cats have been that as well, but there's now a new product on the market, which is a liquid that you can put in their food or squish in their mouth once a day. And generally, that's all you have to do.
That's a bit easier than an injection.
So much easier. It's quite complicated how it works, but I wrote down what it's called because it's a sodium glucose cotransporter type 2 inhibitor. So I thought after a couple of...
Catchy title for us all to remember.
Just remember that. We'll be quizzing you on it next week.
Spell that, yep.
What it does is it actually stops the body from reabsorbing the glucose that goes out in the urine, whereas the body now keeps on bringing the glucose back in again because it's trained not to lose too much glucose. Mm-hmm. But this medication will allow the glucose to be lost in the wee, which you think, what does that do? But that actually reduces the level of the glucose in the bloodstream.
Sure.
And if there's too much glucose in the bloodstream, that can have a negative effect on the pancreas and can make it produce even less insulin. So when you clear the glucose away, the pancreas often breathes a sigh of relief and it can start working a bit better and you can control things. So
the instigator or the... what is it you would recognise in a pet where you would say, oh, maybe they're diabetic?
The big thing is usually drinking more, becoming more thirsty. So a lot of them will also become more hungry, but by far the big thing that people notice is they become more thirsty.
And sometimes dogs are thirsty, so you're saying substantially more thirsty.
Yes.
So genuine, okay.
Yes. So normally if a dog's on a fairly normal diet, they will drink about 50 millilitres of water per kilo. Mm-hmm. So a 10 kilo dog will drink about half a litre a day. If they have diabetes, they will be going up to 1 litre, even 2 litres a day of water. Okay. So you notice it.
Sure.
You think, Fred's just sitting at the water bowl all day. Mm-hmm. So you notice that they're weeing more, they might not get through the night. So and you do need to treat it because if it goes untreated, it will kill them rather quickly. So it's not really something you have a choice about, I'm afraid. And the same with cats, they will start drinking a lot more as well. There are other diseases that will cause increase in thirst in dogs and cats, but it's quite easy to discount them and count in diabetes.
So have a conversation with your vet, talk about it, dog, cat, injection.
Yep, if you can, catch a urine sample, as we've talked about before. Get your ladle out. Get your ladle out, catch a urine sample, go along to the vet with your urine sample, and we can sort it all out.
Is it? And you said it's common?
It's very common.
Yeah, okay.
It's very common. George, a dog I had, who's now sadly in heaven, he had diabetes. Yes, I don't know how many diabetics we've got in our books, but... easily one new in a week, I think we'd see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very common.
There's always these things that you don't realise are common with pets, and then you find out when you speak to you. I never realised that the anterior cruciate ligament injury of a dog is common.
The anterior.
Yeah.
Yes.
The ACL.
Very common.
Yep.
Very common. And we can talk about desexing at some stage in the future and the pros and cons of that, because delayed desexing can in some cases slightly strengthen up the cruciate ligaments.
Really?
Yes.
Wish I'd known that in due course. Dr. Derek is here, 17 minutes after 3. Got a question about your pet? 8223 0000. Little incentive too. Every caller that goes to air today is in the running for show tickets.
Oh.
Now, we're in the show in a couple of weeks' time. You're free on a Monday? Can you come to the show and hang out with us there?
Oh, yes, please.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, that's coming up. 8223 0000. Got to be in it to win it. You could be there. Just ask Dr. Derek your questions.
It's all the little things that make the Murray Princess such an unforgettable experience. The breathtaking sunset, delicious food, wonderful wine, and conversations with new friends. Step aboard the Murray Princess and drift past majestic cliffs and river wildlife. Explore more with unique excursions that immerse you in the magic of the Murray. It's these little things that will create big memories. Book your 3, 4 or 7 night river cruise today at murrayprincess.com.au.
Here's a stat you need to hear. Literally, 1 in 6 Australians are living with some sort of hearing loss. It's hard to notice because it creeps up on you, but it doesn't have to get in the way of things. Not if you do something about it now. Can Do Hearing can provide solutions to make living with hearing loss so much better. And your options are almost endless. Book an appointment with Can Do Hearing. candohearing.com.au. That sounds better.
If your air conditioner is over 15 years old, it's costing you way too much to run. With today's technology on ducted and split systems, REQ air conditioning can reduce your running costs considerably with brands like Mitsubishi Electric, keeping your entire home at the perfect temperature all year round for less. Stay cool, stay warm, save money with REQ Air Conditioning and Energy Solutions. Google REQ Air Conditioning for a free in-home quote.
Margie loves it when people comment on her garden.
I love your roses, Margie.
As a keen gardener for many years, it fills her heart with pride and joy.
Just stunning, Margie.
And at Anglicare SA, it warms our hearts to let Margie take all the credit. Anglicare SA's home and community services for seniors can be tailored to anything you need, whether it's personal care, shopping, coordination and clinical services, or gardening. For more, visit anglicaresa.com.au.
At SEW Eurodrive, we keep Australian industry moving with innovative drive technologies and unmatched service. Our 24-hour emergency breakdown service minimises downtime to maintain productivity.
IKEA is here to help you say goodnight to clutter with 15% off PAX wardrobes for IKEA family members. Not a member yet? Join today. It's free. Offer ends 25th August. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
IKEA.
Discover the joy of family connection in the 7-seat hybrid Mazda CX-80. Now yours from a great drive-away price of $59,990 80 G40E Pure. Enjoy 3 spacious rows, hybrid efficiency, the assurance of driving ANCAP's safest large SUV of 2024. Visit your local dealer to test drive the Mazda CX-80 today. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See mazda.com.au for details.
FIVEAA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
20 minutes after 3, Complete Care live stream, Facebook and YouTube. I'm Leith Forrest. That's Dr. Derek McNair from the Parade Norwood Vet Clinic. Mark Tozer will join us. Legendary diver after 3:30. You want to check out his photos. Sherry has called in from Salisbury Heights. Sherry, you got a question for Dr. Derek?
I do. Good afternoon. Dr. Derek, it's not a medical issue as such. I have 2 beautiful girls. They're like a bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They came from a litter of 13 puppies when we got them, and they're getting a bit elderly now, but they've never, ever been apart. The only time they've been apart was when they got desexed, and they went together, but obviously got separated.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to worry that one will go before the other one. Neither of them are sick or anything, but, you know, is there any strategies like, should I start to take one out and bring that one home and then take the other one out so they get used to being on their own? Or am I just worrying about nothing?
No, sadly, you're not worrying about nothing. Yeah, I would start to do that to see if you can get them used to spending more time apart as much as you can. And that's probably a little bit all you can do at the moment. If the horrible day comes when one of them passes away, then often having stuff around that smells of the other dog can help.
Yep.
And also you may need anti-anxiety medication or various things, something called adaptal collars that I talk about quite a lot.
Yes, I hear you talk about those.
Yes, are quite good for anxiety. They help three out of 4 dogs for anxiety. But I've had one case, which was probably about 10 years ago now, of this, and there was 2 dogs, the same sort of thing. This probably will not happen, so maybe I shouldn't tell the story. But anyway, one dog passed away, and the other dog was just so miserable. We did blood tests, it stopped eating, it was just terrible. And I was convinced this dog was going to pass away, and then the owners bought another dog. And that actually helped, because the dog just wanted dog company. So it didn't obviously need to be a litter mate. It was just a new dog came in. So if it gets really bad, that may be the thing. You might find they cope very well, but they can get quite stressed. I had 2 dogs, George, who I was just talking about, and Phoebe, who we called them husband and wife. They were so close. Phoebe had a heart problem, but George passed away, and then Phoebe passed away about 3 months later, and I think there was a broken heart as well.
Heartbreak.
So, yes,
no doubt.
yes. So it can be a big thing, Sherry, and I would start separating them now, but afterwards, yes, you might have to talk to your vet about anti-anxiety medication and stuff to,
I will do
hopefully
that.
for the other dog to cope, and and yourself. It's heartbreaking for everybody.
Good luck, Sherry. We are in the exact same boat. We are having those conversations now because, as you know, our youngest has cancer and our oldest now has an ACL injury. So when we separate them to take one to the vet for one to the separation anxiety is immense.
Yes.
So if I can, I take them both to the vet for a checkup. So
Yes,
they can
and
be together.
a lot of people do come in with the 2 dogs, even though we're only looking at one.
Yep.
But trying to separate them, maybe getting an adaptal collar and just trying to get them into the habit of not being glued to each other.
We've had the if one dies, we're getting another one conversation already, which is not ideal.
Oh, dear.
I know. Rebecca from Fullerton, you've got a question for Dr. Derek, Rebecca.
Yeah, hi, Leith, Dr. Derek. I have a little black pug toy poodle cross.
Yes.
He's absolutely gorgeous and very amenable to grooming. And I do have him groomed professionally every 6 or 8 weeks or whatever.
Yes.
But I do find that the groomer is perhaps not so attentive to the nails.
Yes.
And I bought some clippers with the idea that I might attempt it myself. And as I say, he's very good. He will allow me to touch his paws and do whatever I want to. But because he's black, I'm very cautious about how far I can go down before, causing him pain or distress or whatever.
Yes. Are all his nails black, every one of them?
Yeah, all the nails are black and his pads are black, his fur's black. Everything's black.
Everything's black. Okay. What I would do is go to your vet the first time, and sometimes we don't even know. Sometimes if you shine a strong light through the nail, you'll be able to see where the blood supply comes to, because that's the big thing. If you can see the blood supply, leave about 1 to 2 millimetres beyond that, because the nerve sometimes comes a little bit beyond the blood supply. But I would go to your vet first of all, because we can usually get a rough idea where the blood supply is coming to. We get it wrong sometimes as well, I can assure you. And then you can get a rough idea of how far to trim back. You can also get like rasps as well, that you can just rasp the nails down a little bit.
We bought this little thing that sort of grinds it, but they don't like the sound of that
little
either.
Dremel thing. Yes.
And it's like, no, that's not going to work.
Some dogs are okay with that, but they're cutting a dog's nails and they're black nails. I'd go to your vet and get a rough idea of where to go first of all.
Be careful. Thank you, Rebecca. Natasha in Northfield, you got a question for Dr. Derek.
Good afternoon. I'm just wondering if you've got any advice. We've just moved house and our little cavoodle has become more anxious, and we've noticed he's been biting himself and he's got a little sore on his side. Is there anything that we can do to help reduce his anxiety?
Yes. And whereabouts is he biting himself? You said his side. Is it anywhere else?
No, just sort of on his around his left leg and hip area.
Okay, because dogs, if you've just moved, sometimes dogs can get allergies to the new environment then you've gone to, and legs and paws are top of the list of itching, but it could be anxiety. If it's anxiety, if you're listening earlier on, we're talking about adaptable collars, and you can get what's called adaptable diffusers that you can plug in as well. You can get something called Zilkeen, which is not super cheap, but it's actually sort of a dairy product that has been shown to be quite good at helping with anxiety as well. And if it's very bad, then you can talk to your vet, and there's a lot of things that we can give just to dampen down the anxiety until your dog's used to your new place, and then you sort of slowly wean them off, and hopefully
if it's come up as a sore, should you go into the vet straight away?
Probably. If it's a bad sore, if it's just a little bit, you can sometimes put a bit of Vicks chest rub around the sore, or go to the chemist and get the human nail biting stuff.
Yeah, so like kids to not bite their nails.
Yes, and that can work quite well with dogs as well. But yeah, just have in the back of your mind, Natasha, is it anxiety or is it an allergy, or it could be a combination of both?
Good luck with it, Natasha. Thank you for the call. Rosie from Blackwood, before we let you out of here, Dr. Derek, you're speaking to the doc. Rosie.
Oh, hello. Last year we had 2 dash hounds, nearly 15, and they died within 9 weeks of each other.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, the first one, we got the vet out, and she actually encouraged us for the other dog to watch everything.
Yes.
And then sniff her afterwards, and the basket and everything. It was amazing. It was so good.
Yes.
But it was almost like she went blind overnight, unless the other dog covered for it. But, yeah, she got lonely, and we had to make the call, 9 weeks later. But they definitely do miss each other. That's, in that time.
Yes, it can be terrible. I mean, with people, they've actually found that you can get a broken heart, that your heart can alter the pathology. And I think from memory, the rhythm as well can change. When they say someone has died of a broken heart, it's actually a proper condition.
Oh, how many times do you see people where one part of the family dies and then the partner dies not long after?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's grandparents did the same. They died, I think, from memory, within about 2 weeks of each other, and they were in their 90s. So I think, you sort of think, what's the point of living sometimes if the other one's not there?
Yeah, that's right. Broken heart.
It's very hard.
Rosie, thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
David says, Dr. Derek, my dog's got dew claws that are getting long on the back legs. Do I trim them? Do I get them removed? He's a 9-month stumpy tail cattle dog.
Yeah, if they're growing around in circles, if he hasn't been desexed, then I'd probably say get them removed when he gets desexed, because you do need a general anaesthetic to remove dew claws if they're more than, I think, 3 days old. So, yes, certainly if they're growing around in circles, they can grow around and grow back into the toe itself. So definitely get them cut, and if your dog ever needs an anaesthetic, I'd get them taken off at the same time.
Jason worked at a pork processing factory. Police handler came in, asked for pancreas glands from the pigs for the German Shepherds. Worked for a few years. What would that fix?
That would be for what's called pancreatic insufficiency, where the pancreas doesn't produce insulin, but mainly doesn't produce a lot of the digestive enzymes. So often it still produces insulin, but doesn't produce the digestive enzymes. So that's what they used to do, and it can work very well. Now we give stuff called Creon, which is a pancreatic enzyme replacement medication. But yes, it can work very well doing that.
Just going to the farm for the offcuts. And Jane wants you in the band next year for the Undies Drive concert. She wants a whole concert. And we actually, on the back of one of our earlier callers, Sherry, we think this could be the song that you and your dogs perform together. They can howl in the background with you and your bagpipes. I could see this. We'll work on this, all right? We'll put our thinking caps on.
I think that's a bit low for me. I like it a bit higher than that.
Are you like a higher falsetto? Where do we find you? How do people get in touch with you?
They get in touch at 83635323 and 27 the Parade, Norwood.
Can't miss it, left-hand side. Always great to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Leith.
Dr. Derek, the Parade, Norwood Vet Clinic, our guest. Mark Hannell's going to join us next, talking diving.
This is FIVEAA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. Australia has become the latest nation to announce plans to recognise a Palestinian state. Uncertainty is growing over where Adelaide's Live golf tournament will be played in 2027. There are tributes for play school star Judy Bailey, who's died in Sydney aged 89. And Nathan Buckley's the front-runner for the Melbourne coaching job, with Adam Simpson and John Longmire ruling themselves out. Showers developing in 20. At the moment, 20. More news at 4 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
For 125 years, Calvary has walked beside South Australians through life's most personal moments with quiet strength, deep compassion and unwavering care. Whether it's lending a hand at home or in hospital, or providing comfort in later years, Calvary's people bring heart to every interaction. In every home, in every story, Calvary continues to be a steady, reassuring presence, a legacy of care shaped by those we serve. Calvary, celebrating 125 years of caring for the South Australian community.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save is on now. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750, or spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450, or $1,000 will only charge you $750. Don't miss the National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save on now. So rush into a National Tiles store near you, or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save. Conditions apply.
Experience the romantic rivers of France with scenic luxury cruises and tours and Phil Hoffman Travel. Explore the historic beauty of Normandy and gems of or the spectacular south of France in all-inclusive ultra-luxury on-board a cruise. Book now for included economy flights or upgrade to business. Plus enjoy a bonus luxury hotel stay from $8,195 per person twin share. Offer ends August 31st. Visit pht.com.au.
Have you been injured in a car accident? You might be entitled to compensation, and Anderson's solicitors can help you find out. Compensation can cover things like medical costs, pain and suffering, lost income, even help around the home and garden. Don't rush to accept an insurer's settlement without first getting the right advice, or you could be missing out. And with Anderson's, your first interview is free, so you've got nothing to lose. Anderson's solicitors. Help when you need it.
Hands up, who wants more customers? FIVEAA is helping local businesses grow their brand and reach more people. Join us at Jarmer's Kitchen in Bowden on the 2nd or 3rd of September for a free session with audio marketing experts. Learn how audio campaigns can drive real results for your business. Spots are limited. Don't miss this opportunity to amplify your brand with audio. RSVP now and choose a time that suits you at audiorsvp.com.au.
Hi, I'm Tom from 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We're a full-service junk removal company.
We come when it's convenient for you.
Not when it's convenient for us.
Send us a signal.
And we'll be there quickly in clean, shiny trucks.
And snappy, happy uniforms.
And we can almost always come the same day you book.
Point at anything you want gone from your life.
Gone.
So when you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.au.
Always live. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
So let me apologise first and foremost. No stranger to the show, our next guest. Order 5AA. Mark Tozer's a great man. He's an amazing diver, but he's also an ocean explorer. He's a technical diver. He's a conservation advocate. Thank you for coming in, first and foremost. It's lovely to see you here on the live stream for Complete Care. How are you?
Good, thank you, and thanks for having me and wanting to have a chat.
And apologies for calling you Mark Hannell, who's actually another mate who works for the Cheesecake Shop. He probably just drove his car off the road thinking he's coming up, but I'm blaming long COVID for that and brain fog. Thank you for coming in. So you are, as I mentioned, you're someone who's dived the waters of South Australia.
Feels like most of my life, to be honest with you. It's a long time.
Thousands and thousands
of times, yeah. And it's amazing, you know. It's a happy place down there. You see the fish, and you know when you first get into the water, it's a world that not many people get to experience.
Yeah.
You know, 5% of the world, you know, get to experience diving. So It's fantastic.
And it's so beautiful. Like, you sent photos, and we're going to show them in a second. If you want to get on the Complete Care live stream, get onto your Facebook, your YouTube, on your phone or computer or TV, and have a look. Because and Brooklyn, who does this amazing job with our live stream, is going to show you the before and the after, because you went diving on the weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
So this is the dredge, which is at Glenelg.
Yeah, it was sunk in 1984. Yeah.
So we're having a quick look here. So you got the before and the afters here now.
Yep.
So on the left-hand side, for those who aren't able to see this, there is beautiful blue turquoise water, thousands of fish. So we're looking at the propeller there.
Yeah, that's the prop, and they're a whiting around the prop there.
Yep.
And it's amazing. After all the years, you get to know, in the wheelhouse, as I swim through the wheelhouse on that particular wreck, there's bullseye fish.
Yes.
And sometimes I can't get through them. It's walls of fish.
Yep.
There must be thousands of them. And that picture you just had up there, that's the prop.
Yep.
And they're whiting, all whiting under there, and big whiting.
If we can, Brooklyn, let's go back just for 1 second. We'll roll through. So we've got 3 of these different photos to have a look at. So again, please do me a favour. If you're not able to have a look at your live stream right now, you can go back on Facebook and YouTube and have a look at it afterwards. So on the left-hand side, I mean, that's the kind of thing that you sell to tourism people and say, look at the waterways. Look how clear and beautiful that water is. There's fish everywhere. There's plant life and stuff all on the wreck. That's excellent.
And the guys that go fishing on them love it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fisherman, but the guys that go fishing there, how cool is that? They can get a nice feed for the family. Fantastic.
So the photo on the right is you from the weekend.
That's from me on Sunday, yeah, devastating. And it is heartbreaking, having seen that wreck, it changed. I just about know every nut and bolt and beam on that ship, having dived it probably over 1,000 times.
Yep.
And I've seen the changes of it develop into some beautiful place to hang out, for the fish, for life, for me. And I've got to say, when I seen it now, even to touch the wreck, I mean, it's been down for 40 years.
Yes.
And you touch it and the coral and stuff falls off it.
It's
bare still.
off.
It's back to bare still.
So the photo on the right, for people who can't see it, it's the exact same spot, the exact same photo. There's not a single fish there.
Not a single fish.
The colour is stark, isn't it? That green,
eerie.
murky.
Eerie, yeah. It was eerie down there. And, even when I was down on the way back, it just sends the heebie-jeebies up me a little bit, because I was thinking about sharks. I don't think about sharks really when I'm down there, but down there I'm thinking, well, they're an ambush predator, and I'm starting to.
You're not going to see them coming in that.
You won't see them, and they're probably hungry, but I don't want to. But yeah, devastating for devastating for the Gulf, and I think myself, when I seen the start of the algae bloom, I always seen the dead animals on the beach.
Yep.
And, it's heartbreaking. And we're seeing them every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure when it will stop. But I never realised, that's 4 kilometres out. I just imagine, for some reason, I thought this is only within half a kilometre out type of thing.
Yep.
They're dying. And if we go out deep, it's going to be fine.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Out deep is just, it feels like it's worse than up close.
So 4Ks out,
4Ks.
It's scorched earth. If we go to the second one, Brooklyn, if we can, please. So here's the second one. What are we looking at here?
That's as you're swimming through the bow of the ship. Yep. So you swim up, that's a suction cutter, and it's a beautiful place, and it's a great place. You can see where I took that photo, just to snap those photos of those fish. It's fantastic.
Look how beautiful and blue the photo on the left is with all those fish. And we're talking
they're bullseyes.
Thousands and thousands of fish.
Yeah.
And then on the right, it's like it's
gone.
It looks, oh man, that's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. And I'm not sure when it will come back,
See, that's the thing. It's not like, so as you were saying, so you're touching the wreck and it's just falling apart.
It's falling apart.
I wonder how long that takes to rejuvenate, so that the animals and the marine life and the fish have homes.
That is their home, Yeah, so that's true. I'm not sure. Could it take years? Is it? I don't know. It's. I think part of what we all wonder about, I suppose, is what. I've been diving the algae a fair bit, but this time my eyes are a bit sore and I've got an earache, and this has never happened to me before. We swim in this stuff? Are we? Can we go out? I just feel like I'm not being told. I feel like I'm not being told.
Well, the heartbreaking thing for me is the fact that, as you mentioned, you're 4Ks off. I think a lot of us think, oh, well, it's close to the shore. Everything washes through. The dead fish will wash through. The bloom and the foam will wash through. But I'm sure out further it's okay.
Good.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
You're 4 kilometres off the beach.
Absolutely. And if you think about how big the water, how much water is out there, 4 kilometres out, and it's just devastated.
Correct. It's not as though the algae just sits at the shipwreck and goes, all right, we're going to stay here, but the rest of it, it's all blue and beautiful around here.
Right.
How far out does that go?
It's crazy. And, it is actually really scary to see. I think the world should be concerned.
Oh,
and hopefully the world is looking at us and
this is what infuriates us with Murray Watt's response, that it's not a major problem. All right, so third one, if we can, please, Brooklyn. Thank you. This is on the so again, here's a beautiful before and after. Do you know what it reminds me of, this photo? Titanic.
Oh, yes.
It's like here is a beautiful ship on the left.
Yep.
Blue, crystal blue water, thousands of fish, looks in great nick. The next one is like a floating, just...
Yeah. And though you can see that doorway of that's the wheelhouse of the ship. You can see to get through that doorway, there's just fish everywhere, and they're bullseyes, and there must be thousands and thousands of fish there.
Yep.
And for me to head in there, and the first time in my life to see it, just nothing. I was unbelievable.
Yeah, I was
and a lot of my friends, because I put it on Facebook, and a lot of my friends, we all learnt to dive on that shipwreck. So, if you think about 15, 16, 1,700 people learn to dive in South Australia every year, times that by 38. I'm not a mathematician, but I'm sure it's a lot of divers have done their open water course on there, their advanced course. So to a lot of South Australian divers, it's got a real place in their heart.
God, that's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, these are the kind of things that, when Murray Watt's coming back to Adelaide this week. He's going to speak to, and interesting to hear from Mike Smithson earlier talk about this. For those who haven't heard it, Murray Watt was on the ABC this morning on television. He spoke about the fact that he's now apologising that maybe he was a bit slow on the uptake for all of this and that he's returning. Have a listen.
Look, I accept that South Australians think that governments were too slow to respond to this event, and for that I apologise. It's good that money is starting to flow, but I accept that people felt that we were too slow. I've been down there myself to inspect the beaches, and I'll actually be coming down to Adelaide again this week to see it again and to meet with some of the businesses who are affected.
Take him out, Mark.
I should take him out.
Take him out and show him firsthand.
Absolutely.
What that is doing. That's...
Well, what else I'm concerned about? I'm an environmentalist and I love the environment. It's a big part of my life. What about the people that have the dive shops? What about people that own fish and tackle businesses, or the guy that's servicing outboard motors?
Yep.
These people have done nothing wrong here. They've done nothing, and they must be in pain. They've got to pay their mortgage. They've got to pay the stock, the overheads. What if, they could be concerned about losing their house?
I read the story on the weekend of the guy who owns the jet ski place.
Yeah.
0 bookings.
0.
And why would you? Who's going out in that? So how does that work? It's not like, well, we're in August, so by the time December rolls around, school holidays, January school holidays, February school holidays. Good luck.
But how gut-wrenching for these, imagine you have to go home and tell your husband and wife, we've still had no customers in today.
Yep.
The bank's ringing you up, you got to, you haven't paid your mortgage or your stock or something.
Yep.
They've done nothing wrong.
Your photos are so heartbreaking, the colour of the water too. Like, we had a bird expert on last week or the week before, and it's everything. So not only are the fish dying, but there's the food source for the birds that migrate through.
Mm.
Well, what are they going to eat?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
God, that's dark, isn't it?
It is. And the colours, it's just, to see something green, it's horrible.
Yeah, and I think when you put them side by side like you've done, as we can see here on our live stream, that's even worse. Because, people might say, oh, well, how murky is it traditionally? If you're looking at the after.
Yeah, that's right.
There it is.
There it is.
I mean, look at it. That's everything you want in your ocean and more versus what you do not.
Yeah.
Somebody said on the text message, did Murray Watt say the federal problem because it's 3 kilometres or 3 miles off the coast? This shows how widespread it is. Been good text. That's the concern when I heard your story today, thinking, God, let's go 10 Ks out.
Well, I dived another shipwreck about 6 weeks ago. That's 6 kilometres out, 7 Ks out. Exactly the same. It looked the same. I think when I put an article, and I think I called it Chernobyl, underwater Chernobyl, because that's all I could think of. I couldn't think of much else.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing. And, you imagine Chernobyl, all these places that it's 100 year, 1,000 year. It's just...
It's an underwater ghost town.
It's an underwater ghost town.
Like, there's nothing else that survives that.
Nothing. Yeah.
My concern is how long it takes to rebuild. How long does it take to bounce back? Maybe we'll try and do that on the show and find out. So for those corals that would have been there, when did the ship go down?
1984.
Okay. So what are we talking, 40 years?
Yeah, 40 years. So that's how long it's been growing for. You know, and it's clean now. It just looks like someone's come along and part of the scrubbing brush. You know, it's back to bare still. I don't even know what to think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what to think of all of that.
So what's the diving community? Are you all sort of everyone, I guess you're almost expeditions yourself, you know, like you're explorers yourself going to see what the damage is.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, though, in the email that you sent me, and I thank you for that, you're not feeling very well, as in your eyes are sore?
Yeah, first time ever. And, you know, I have dived in this, but the first time ever, my eyes last night was just a bit, you know, I'm not whinging, but a little bit sore. And I got an earache. And normally I get an earache like this when I'm in the tropics for 2 weeks diving, 3 dives a day. You know, I get a bit of a sore ear sometimes.
Is that because of repetition or because of how low you go and walk more?
Warm water. Sometimes you get a bit of, from the warm tropical water, you get a bit of a tropical ear, basically. I've got that a little bit. I've never had that in South Australia in my life. But that's, can we dive in this stuff? Can we swim in this stuff? Can we go surfing? I don't know. I don't know if it's out, if the government said you can or can't. I sent an email. I was trying to catch up with Peter Malinauskas to get him in the museum because we get 2,500 people come through and they're continually chatting to me about it. But he was too busy. But I would still like to get him in there.
Now, we should say because you've got an association, don't you?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Yep, with Rodney Fox.
Partner with Rodney Fox, yeah.
Yep.
So we got the shark tours out of Port Lincoln, three night shark trips.
It isn't in Lincoln though, is it yet?
Not yet. And our boat's out of the water doing a refit at the moment. So this time every year we bring it out. But it's not really over there. But and we have the museum here as well.
But by the grace, let's be honest, Mark, right now it's not there. Let's hope it does, because what if it does make its way through?
What if it does? You know, what about the tuna guys? You know, they've got debt. They've got, once again, you know, that's the tuna industry of the world. It'll be just, you can't, I don't even know. I mean, I don't understand why the government is saying it's a natural disaster or
the federal government,
the
correct.
Feds. I don't get it.
I think Malinauskas would be banging his head against a wall. And hopefully this week, and again, please, let's hope the advertiser pinches your photos and the TV news services get in touch with you as well. And the more we can splash them around and actually show people.
But also, I mean, what you're doing is fantastic. You're highlighting the issue. You know, we need, it's guys like you that are actually making this out there.
It's one of those things, and, you've got to walk a fine line sometimes with, you don't want to give people fatigue on issues. I think sometimes people can, but when you sent those photos, I went, man, that one there, that literally looks like, if you watch the movie Titanic, which I love, by the way, it just looks like a death ship.
It's a death, it is.
That's awful.
Even, you do deep diving. I dive a lot in Darwin Harbour and stuff, and that can be quite tough. Darwin Harbour's got an 8 metre tide.
Yes.
And so the visibility is not that good. It's better than here now. So it's sad.
Peter Malinauskas spoke just a short time, ironically, on Sky News about the algae. Have a listen.
It is devastating, and it's having a big impact on our marine life and coastal communities. But it's also true that 73% of our state's coastline is completely unaffected. And for those areas that are affected, the way I would describe the algal bloom is that it's pulsating. We have days where the beach is magnificent, and then you might have another day where you see dead fish roll up on the beach. So it's hard to predict with confidence what will happen from here. There's a significant cohort of scientists who are still of the view that the algal bloom will pass us by in the cooler months. But there is also a very real possibility that this is still around in spring and summer, and that will present a different suite of challenges, and that's what we're preparing for as a government. We're preparing for the worst and hoping for the best.
Cooler months.
Cool. I was going to say, I'm sorry, but it is cooler months.
We're out.
The water out there is 13 degrees. You know, that down on that shipwreck. So that's pretty cool. It only will get, I can only remember in my whole life it ever being 11. So we're not going to get, if he says cooler months, and also 73%, I'm not sure. Everywhere I've dived, it's algae,
Yeah, I spoke to a scientist earlier today who's saying that this spring's, the oceans are only going to get warmer.
Yeah.
Which is going to mean more rainfall, which is good for our farmers, not great for the ocean.
I agree, yeah.
A couple of questions, and thank you again for coming in and sharing those for us.
Thank you.
Again, just put it out there. Let's get people talking about this and more federal funding, clearly, because dive people are affected, industries are affected, those people in those small coastal towns. Somebody said, Mark, was it green all the way out to the wreck? So when you go out to dive, where do you get in? Do you get in just at the wreck?
I do get in just at the wreck. We anchor on top, yeah. But yes, it was green all the way out. And even the wash off the boat was green. So I was thinking,
really?
yeah, I could just see all that way out. Because it takes an hour to get out there from Glenelg. So you could just see, like, oh, this is just going to be a tough dive.
And Cherie says devastating, like you said, not just for South Australia, but the world. We should all be very worried about this. That's
Definitely.
right. Well, let's hope.
I agree.
Mark, thanks so much. Amazing work that you do. Let's get you back at another time, if we can, and check in. Just, again, for people, the museum, they should go and visit that, support people.
Yeah, so it's Rodney Fox and Mark Tozer Museum and Research Centre. And it's down at Myland, next to Myland Office Furniture there.
Yes.
So, yeah, anytime. It's open Tuesdays and Thursdays. We just want to inspire people about the ocean, to love the ocean and sharks, and see there's all sorts in there, historical diving, lots of stuff. So, yeah, pop in and say hello.
And finally, the Thebby's finished, so our drive's a little easier on the road now. There's not quite as much traffic. Yeah. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Mark Tozer, environmentalist, diver, technical diver, ocean explorer, and more. If you didn't get to see the photos, folks, please do me a favour. Go back and look at our Complete Care live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Back after this.
For the very latest in local footy, tune in to the FIVEAA Sandful Show each Monday from 6:30 p.m. It's tradition, it's excitement, and it's beats, eats, and footy fun with your mates. Sandful, nothing beats it.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 2,000 Nissans, Patrols, Navaras, X-Trails, 1,500 Mazdas, 3 6s, BT50s, over 1,200 Suzukis. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Introducing the all-new Isuzu truck range. With a sleek new cab design, improved driver comfort and advanced safety features. It's reliability redefined. Visit your nearest Isuzu trucks dealer or isuzu.com.au to find out more.
Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy. Cancer treatment looks different for everyone. At Lift Cancer Care, our team of dietitians, physios, psychologists and exercise physiologists collaborate closely with your medical team to help you navigate your diagnosis. And we're dedicated to building your physical and mental strength to give you the best possible outcomes. So if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
At Town & Country Mattresses and Beds, we custom build comfort. From electric adjustable beds to aged care and NDIS supported options, we've been helping South Aussies sleep better for over 30 years. And because we offer factory direct prices, you'll get more for your money. Plus, we'll beat any written quote. Visit our family-owned team today at 68 Research Road, Paraka. Town & Country Mattresses and Beds. Sleep made personal. Find your better night's sleep at Town & Country Mattresses and Beds.
If your air conditioner is over 15 years old, it has no inverter, which means it cuts in and out, costing money. REQ Air Conditioning can install a more effective cost-saving system using brands like Mitsubishi Electric. They will also show you how to use it for maximum efficiency. Stay cool, stay warm, save money with REQ Air Conditioning and Energy Solutions. Google REQ Air Conditioning for a free in-home quote.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting a parcel from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Sure, Stateliner have a fleet of modern, comfortable buses, but they'll also carry freight across the state for you. Affordable rates and your parcel goes on the next available bus. From the city to Port Pirie, Whyalla and Port Augusta, Ceduna and Port Lincoln, the Riverland, Mount Gambier and many towns in between. Get your parcel moving quickly. Put it on the Stateliner bus.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
5AA Afternoons with Leith Forrest.
4 minutes to 4. Stephen Rowe, Tim Geneva coming up very shortly with a sports show. Speaking of sport, if you're a basketball enthusiast, and you'd like to win 4 tickets, take the whole family along to the NBL1 Central Grand Final. It's the big double-header, the men's and the women's. It's at the Entertainment Centre this coming weekend, the 16th of August. Tickets are available at Ticketek, but if you would like to go and see a great evening of basketball, the NBL1 Central Grand Final at the Encent. First caller through, 8223 0055. We would love to send you off for that. Oh, yes, Royal Show winner, Blake. Who is our winner, please? Blake's got all the names in a hat. In fact, tomorrow we'll do this live on the live stream for complete care so you can see. Samantha from Enfield. Congratulations, Samantha. You're off to the Royal Show. First tickets to give away on this show for this week. The show's not far away. You can get your tickets at Foodland or theshow.com.au. Rowie and Tim must be busy. Lots on the show coming up after 4, and you'll find out next.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sport show. It's the very latest in sport, live from Adelaide. Enjoy the crisp, clear